And when I put just those simple things, 500 pounds, I'm 5'3", and I'm a female, it comes up that I need 2,900 calories to lose weight. And as you guys know, I have expressed this so many different times that eating 2,900 calories makes me gain weight. So Noom wants me to eat between 2,600 to 3,400.
What's going on, good and wonderful people? It is Taja here, and I'm back with another banger today. So this is Cringe Commentary, a channel that is solely focused on exposing the knuckleheads on the internet. I know it's been about 12, 13 days since I last posted a video, and I want to apologize about that. Unlike Amberlynn Reid, which is who we're going to be talking about today, I actually do have very, 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 very long job. I work very, very, very long hours at my job. That's what I'm trying to say. And in addition to that, I have a second YouTube channel that's also monetized, and I pour a lot of my energy to that. But if I'm just consistent on this channel, maybe eventually I can also get this channel to 1,000 subscribers and I can get monetized. But first things first, I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers I have received over the past couple weeks. I think I got about 15, 20 subscribers over the past 12 days, and shout out to you guys. I hope you guys like what you see and you stick around, because we got to talk about our girl Amberlynn Reid and how she is in denial about her weight. We're going to be reacting to her April 15th weigh-in video and just talk about the ridiculousness of it all. So let's get into this.
Are you in a lot of pain at this size? I have always been big. Even as a kid, I was always the fattest one in the room. That has not changed now. So this means I am used to my size. Like, my muscles are like, I am used to this. So no, like, I don't have as much pain as what people probably think I have. I always catch people thinking I look uncomfortable or I look like I'm in pain, and it's like, I don't feel those things.
Well, guys, I will be honest with you. I do believe that she is used to being that size, because as I've said in previous videos, she has maintained 500 pounds for the past 5 years, and she's been big, in her words, her entire life. So unfortunately, she is used to being morbidly obese. And when you're that size for so long, you don't realize how terrible you feel until you actually lose weight. Amberlynn is somebody that has been on this platform for about 12 years now, if I'm not mistaken. And when she started YouTube, she was at 368 pounds. I'm pretty sure she felt a hell of a lot better then, but because it's been so long, because it's been well over a decade, she doesn't even remember how much she feels, how much she felt compared to right now. But what's crazy is that if she were to ever get back to that weight, which I doubt, she'll never get back to 368 pounds. But hey, maybe there is like some hope, just a glimmer, a little bitty, tiny bit of hope for our girl Amberlynn Reid. But if she does get back to that size, I guarantee you she'll make a video saying, oh, when I was 500 pounds, I gaslighted myself into believing that I'm not really in that much pain, but after losing all this weight, I realized how shitty I felt at 500 pounds. I guarantee you that's the video that she'll make if she ever, I don't think she ever will, but if she ever gets back down to 368 pounds.
I always catch people thinking I look uncomfortable or I look like I'm in pain, and it's like, I don't feel those things. There have been times in my life, especially at my heaviest, where I had a lot of lower back pain due to my belly, because my belly carries a lot of weight, so it's heavy.
And also, what is this nonsense she keeps saying about when I was at my heaviest, I had back pain, as if you're not 50 pounds. At any given moment in time over the past 5 years, you have been at least 50 pounds away from your heaviest. Like, I don't get what she's saying. She's still pretty heavy at 500 pounds. It's like, she really doesn't think that she is the same as the people that you see on my 600-pound life. She really thinks that she's in her own universe, which is probably why we call it the Amberverse. Like, this girl is ridiculous.
The most pain I do feel is when I'm grocery shopping. If I'm on my feet for like an hour and a half, the heels on my feet do hurt. I mean, just imagine, I am over 500 pounds. I have very small feet, but for the most part, I'm not in really that much pain, no.
And what I find even more ridiculous is even though she says that she's not in that much pain at 500 pounds, she turns around and says this, you know, when she's grocery shopping, after she stands for about 90 minutes, that's when she experiences pain in her small feet. Yeah, you have small feet, all right, Amberlynn Reid. Like, come on now, okay, whatever. But let's entertain that. You realize that you are only 34 years old, and if you have trouble standing for just 90 minutes, you are unhealthy. You are actually in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort, even though you want to downplay it and say that, oh, I don't really feel that much pain at 500 pounds. Stop that, because you live in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is known for getting tornadoes, right? Or some type of bad weather event. What are you going to do when there's like a severe weather event and you have to evacuate your property quickly? Like, what's going to happen to you? You realize you're not going to make it, right? And if there's like a worldwide disaster and that involves you to actually be on your feet, thinking on your feet for prolonged periods of time, do you think that you're going to, you know, live very long? I hate to sound morbid, but she is morbidly obese. If there was a world, like a disaster, a worldwide event, and everybody's like in the Twilight Zone or whatever, and we all have to fend for ourselves, Amberlynn would get a Darwin Award. And I will leave it at that. But I will say this, all of this is reversible. She can definitely turn this around. It's never too late until you're, you know, unalive, but right now, it's not too late for Amber. She's only 34 years old. I've seen it. I've seen this woman on Facebook. What's her name? Whitney Wheeler. She used to weigh 543 pounds. She is down to like 200 pounds now. And she's pregnant too. So shout out to her. Congratulations. I doubt that she'll ever stumble across my content on YouTube. But yeah, shout out to Whitney. She's definitely an inspiration. And I think that Amberlynn can definitely learn from somebody like her, because Whitney was actually on like 12 medications when she was in the 500s, and now she's on 0. Now, granted, she did lose 100 pounds, and then she did get gastric bypass surgery, which, as you guys have known from my last video about Alex, it doesn't matter what you do, what type of surgeries you get, you're only going to lose the weight when you really, really want it badly enough. It's a mindset thing, and that's just the truth of the matter. But yeah, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's just continue with this little ridiculous video that Amberlynn has made for us.
What did you mean by I planned my whole day around this in your what I ate today video? So I think they're referring to this clip. All right, you guys, it is time for my first meal. I planned my whole day around this. So some days I like to plan my meals and some days I don't. If I know I'm going to order takeout for a certain day, or if I'm going to go out with my mom, whatever it may be, and I know that there's a certain meal that is a larger amount of calories, then that is the first thing that I log.
Now, what's crazy is that I thought that Amberlynn Reid was on like a no diet. She wasn't really tracking her food. She was just eating what she, felt like she wanted to eat, but all of a sudden she's tracking her calories. Thought that was triggering for her. And honestly, I find it interesting that all these women in girl world find it triggering to track their calories, but at the end of the day, they realize, how can they know for sure that they're in a caloric deficit without some sort of like accountability when it comes to tracking the calories? Like, please make it make sense.
What's a misconception you hear about your lipedema or lymphedema? Without a doubt, there's two things. It's either how much harder it is for me to lose weight, which I'm not going to talk about that because I feel like I talk about that a lot. I'm going to talk about the fact of how much the swelling affects my body and how much easier my body can move just overnight based on my swelling going down. A lot of people think that I'm exaggerating when I say that, like, wow, my breathing is so much better. My walking is so much better. My stamina is so much better. I waddle less when I walk, but I literally unswell. And sometimes it literally can just happen overnight. People think I'm exaggerating, and I promise I'm not.
Also, like I said earlier in the video, it's funny how she can say at the beginning of the video that she's not in that much pain as a 500-pound woman, yet here she is talking about lymphedema, how it's causing swelling, and, she's swollen and her legs feel like cement or whatever, but doesn't that sound like you're in pain, like you're in discomfort? And really, one of the only ways to alleviate that is to lose weight. And also, what's crazy is that I don't think Amberlynn was talking that much about her lymphedema when she was in the 300s, when she first started YouTube, when she was in the 400s. This didn't happen until she reached 500s and above, when she started talking about her swelling and how swollen how swollen she was. This didn't happen until she reached the 500s, which makes me believe that a lot of her symptoms associated with this illness could be relieved if she actually releases this weight. But hey, I don't know much about lymphedema. I'm sure you guys in the comment section know way more about lymphedema than I do. So feel free to comment down below what are your thoughts and feelings about Amberlynn and how lymphedema affects her on her day-to-day life. Could the symptoms be alleviated if she lost weight? Let me know.
So my first goal was to order takeout and have it delivered to my home only 3 times a week. And my second goal was to have a better weekend than I did before. So for the takeout, I ordered Hawaiian on Wednesday, McDonald's on Thursday, and Indian on Sunday. So that's 3 times. So I was successful in that goal yet again. So I have been successful in that goal every single week so far. The Sunday was horrific and I overate on my calories and I just really did not want that to happen. So was I successful? I was. And then on Saturday with my family, we actually went out to eat to a burger joint and I got a freaking salad. Everyone got burgers and then one of my cousins actually got these like spicy wings. And I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. But the fact that I chose to get like a really good salad instead of a burger with fries, it didn't make me feel like I was being controlled by food. It didn't make me feel powerless, which around food, sometimes I do feel like that.
And once again, I thought we weren't tracking our calories because it was triggering, but apparently Amberlynn is on this weight loss program called Noom. After all the other weight loss programs that she tried and failed at, she's on Noom and she's tracking her calories. Now, I specifically remember her saying that if she eats a certain number of calories, it's not the same as what a normal 500-pound woman's maintenance calories would be, because she claims to be approximately 150 pounds of lymphedema. Now, I'm not going to search through her content because she has at least 3,000 videos on her channel, so I'm not going to do that. That's a job for like, what's his name? Mr. Snowflake. Mr. Snowflake made documentaries about Amber and he watched all 3,000 of her videos, and kudos to him because I could never, ever. But I know she specifically said that if what did she say? She said that 350 pounds, she has the TDEE comparable to somebody that weighs 350 pounds because approximately 150 pounds of her is lymphedema. So that's why tracking calories does not work for her. But I actually found a video clip by Zachary Michael, and I will actually play that for you right now.
And when I put just those simple things, 500 pounds, I'm 5'3", and I'm a female, it comes up that I need 2,900 calories to lose weight. And as you guys know, I have expressed this so many different times that eating 2,900 calories makes me gain weight. So Noom wants me to eat between 2,600 to 3,400. It does not make me lose weight. Estimation. I have about 150 pounds of lymphedema on my body. Large portions of that is on my legs, especially my calves.
Okay.
But that weight is not taken into account when you go into a TDEE calculator. So that comes out to 2,100 calories, which I have explained several times that is about the amount where I lose weight. That is why I tell you guys I try to stay below 2,000 calories, and people are like, that's too little. I don't get it. She could eat so much and lose weight.
So yes, guys, you saw that and you heard that, and this actually ties into Amberlynn Reid's tracking of calories. She claims that she was below the 2,500 calories, even though the calories that she should be eating range from 2,500 to 3,600 or whatever, which is way too many calories because, like she said in her words, she really has the TDEE comparable to a 350-pound woman. So therefore, she really should be eating somewhere around 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. Not this, 25, 3,600 calories, whatever.
Today I was 517.0. So that means I'm only down a pound, but I am genuinely okay with that.
But what I find even more interesting is because she's eating these calories and barely losing weight, she's pretty much maintaining 500 pounds. Maybe it is true. Maybe she can only eat 1,800 to 2,000 calories to lose weight. And that sucks for her, but I don't think that she is doomed to obesity. If she truly wants to lose weight, she can lose weight. Nobody breaks the laws of thermodynamics. Now, Amber either probably forgot that she ever said this on video, but it doesn't matter because it appears that she probably can only lose weight if she ate even less calories than what she's already eating, which is very, 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 very difficult to do if you're eating takeout all the time. I think that it's good that she has these goals that, she's reducing her takeout to 3 times a week. But I like for her to actually bring that number down to 0 and instead get groceries DoorDash to her place. That would make a tremendous difference. I see that she sells channel memberships for $10 a month. And if she can convert at least 1% of her audience to paid members, that will more than pay for her Ozempic shots, because part of her hesitancy to, taking Ozempic is the cost, and they cost like over $1,000 a month at their highest dose. She has the coins, but instead her priorities are messed up. She'd rather spend all that money on DoorDash and Uber Eats, and that's just who she is. And honestly, if she just admits it, then, a lot of her hate watchers will actually stop hate watching. And she'll get a new audience of, you guessed it, this word. But yes, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoy content like this, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm Tedra Woods, and I'll see you next time.